Welcome back, everyone. It's New Mutator, and I'm bringing you Game 4 for the fourth week of Myth Kickballers. And so far, Renwood's team won a pretty convincing win on the first game, and then Thor's team just, like lightning took games 2 and 3. Like they just rushed in, blitzed it, and won very quickly in those two games, in the next two games. So all of a sudden, it's looking kind of hard. It's looking kind of dismal, I'd say, for Renwood's team at this point. Although there are a couple more roster changes from the looks of it, or at least one more, as there's this player now for Renwood's team. It's I Take Wool Seriously, and I'm not sure who that is or who he's replacing, but yeah, interesting. I don't know what that means. And yeah, so Thor is going to be captaining, and Renwood is going to be captaining. Kind of an interesting duel there between these players. And yeah, you know, I I really think that these I keep casting myth games because to me this is one of the most interesting games to watch. Just in terms of the unfoldment, it's not too fast paced, and it's very interesting to see how the games develop in terms of strategy and unit placement and things like that. To me, it resembles chess in a lot of ways. Because you have limited pieces, in the form of these units, and you have to use them to kind of their maximal efficiency and synergy. And so that's one of the things that I like about Myth, and that's one of the things that I try to emphasize when I cast. Although sometimes I don't do as good a job as other times. So that's one of the things that I like to for the viewer to keep in mind watching these videos that I'm making. And this map is really weird. Like, I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of this map because I just don't know about indoor maps because there's no ceiling, but archer arrows can hit the ceiling, and it's kind of bizarre in that respect. But it does offer some interesting tactical possibilities, what with the corridors and passageways and kind of the labyrinthine uh, kind of paths through the map to the flags. So that it is flag rally, which is going to be interesting to see how this works out because there are so many rooms and different paths that can be taken, that it's going to be interesting to see,
Game
especially if
on.
we zoom out like all the way here. We can kind of get a pretty good sense of unit placement for this map. So let's look at the trades real quick. We are going to get pus, and we are going to have a lot of these herons, which is a pretty good idea. I think they work out pretty well. Although I don't think we're getting any guests, and we are getting a couple of these warlocks. Now the thing with the warlocks on this map is that they are not warlocks of fire. They're just standard warlocks. Which the thing with them is that they do have their special ability is not a ring of fire as we see in most other games. It is a confusion, just like an area of effect confusion. It affects units in a given area, enemy units, and they basically run around and it's as if they're dizzy and they can't see what they're doing. Um, Thor's trade, on the other hand, yeah, it's going to be
Flag
pretty similar, I
captured.
think, overall.
Flag
Unfortunately, I
captured.
didn't get a too good a look at it, but that's not really too interesting to me. What's interesting to me, I think it's going to be almost the same as Renwood's. Very, very similar overall. What's interesting to me is just how these units spread out on the map. So we have, this is the main home flag for Thor. He's going to go for Pus as well. He's going to be sending some units down here, ostensibly to take this flag, although some units are going to head north and possibly try to make it to flag 3. He is sending units over here, taking flag
Flag
6,
captured.
and then moving north with them to try to take flag 7. On Renwood's team, we have these units. It looks like they're going to get to flag 3 before Thor. There are units
Flag
taking flag
captured.
2. units taking flag 1, and I think all 3 of these flags are going to be defended somewhat. Flag 8 over here, and they are going to try to drive away these goals from flag 7. This goal is a pus goal though, so that's something to look out for, but Heron's pretty good at absorbing damage from pus, although this Funky and Valentine's backup force is probably going to be enough to push this force away, as Donsky is going to try. Although, now that I look at it, Donsky does have some backup of his own, so I think he's going to be able to do something about that. He does manage to snipe a goal. Meanwhile, over here, there is some stuff happening. Looks like a pus goal was blocked, as somebody got killed. And Kermisi, it looks like, is going to be... I think Kermisi's pus goal maybe was blocked. I don't really know. Oh, okay. These Herons took some damage, I think. I guess... Oh, I remember. There was some friendly fire that I thought was funny. But I had a couple heals, so I healed up my own units. That was what was That was what happened. It was one of these guys that was the culprit, unless it was myself. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, so there was some there was that confusion that goes down. However, I managed to sneak away with my dwarf to prevent that from hitting it. And I know this Warlock is out of mana, but I'm careful because I don't know if that goal has pus or not. And I'm going to try to press on this force with my own goals. Or no, that's Sasper. Sasper, it looks like, is going to focus down that Warlock. 3 pus go down to take it out. So all in all, we're doing pretty fine. It looks like a shot goes off on Gudini, so all of a sudden these guys are going to be moving in trying to push, but they're going to sustain a lot of damage. Meanwhile, over here, Donsky is going to try to hold off Milkman as well as Valentine, etc. Looks like these Puskals are going to be destroyed by Donsky, so Donsky doing a pretty good job. MVP nominee here. He's going to take a look, but see, look what I mean. Milkman's hitting the ceiling with his archers, so that kind of stinks. Valentine is going to try to deal some damage, trying to shoot over those tables, but I don't think he wants to risk getting too close to Sam the Butcher. So nice shot goes through the table, dealing a ton of damage. Donsky with the massive Warlock shot there. Donsky's looking pretty good this game. We did manage to clean up on flag 3, and we are starting to fan out. It looks like we're up 84 to 60%, so we are up by a lot actually. And we're going to start moving out. I'm going to send some Herons to this flag here, flag number 4, and some units are going to be headed to this flag, flag 5. There's not a whole lot of defense on flag 6 either, so Donsky might be able to clean up. And I don't think flag 7 is one that he needs to worry about holding. So I think he could probably, but that's not Donsky, that's Sam the Butcher. So Donsky is going to be heading out to take flag 6 for himself. Meanwhile, there are a few stragglers that got through, as Gudini is going to try to maybe make something happen. But what the heck, Professional Killer, what are you doing? Professional Killer, what was that? He shoots the side of the wall to take out that that was interesting. That's something I didn't think that he would have done that, but now that I think about it, that makes sense, because, and here I am, I'm moving in with because I'm in 2 places at once. I'm not fast enough to multitask with these guys. I could have easily taken out Kermisi's Herons, but moved in pretty close with my dwarf, and I'm going to continue sending them in.
Flag captured.
But these guys could have gone down already. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Yeah, so they are going to send this force to our mid and take flag 1. Or they already took flag 1, but they still need flags 2 and 3.
Flag
which is
victory imminent.
This one here and that one here. I thought we would have defended this one, but Renwood does decide to take those units from whoever this guy is. I take Wool seriously and move them off flag. For whatever reason, I guess he's going to try to shore up some defense on this flag here. So yeah, I was able to take this flag. We do have victory imminent, and this might be the only flag that remains, is Donsky and Sam the Butcher are going to run in and try to take this. And there are going to be these goals. Renwood's going to send in his goals with no pus, just in case he needs to contest. It's gonna. He loves picking up the satchel charges and throwing them at the thrall just in case something comes in that can blow them up. And yeah, there's going to be a push here by Thor's team. It looks like Q is going to try to move in and take the flag, although Professional Killer with a nice shot manages to push them back. All of a sudden, it's looking pretty bad for Q. Goudini tries to send in a warrior to snipe, but he gets one shot off before he falls there. High is going to try to start moving in here. He does have a pus. He could have tried throwing it down, as Q is going to move in, but Donsky and company did move in and take flag 5. So this push was basically prevented. In the meantime, these units could have tried to contest, but they were pushed back, as I think maybe they could have contested. I don't know. Would the wins? I think Renwood's team still would have won since they tagged all the flags first, but yeah, I think Thor's team could have tagged flag 2 had they contested here. But the interesting thing is they didn't have to give up flag 3. Like, they had these units here that could have stayed on flag 3. So I was a little curious as to why we gave them flag 3, since they still needed 2 flags, and we had units en route to shore up flag 2, but we didn't need to. Like, it wasn't necessary, because they still had to go. They had to use up time to take this flag and move to take out this flag. So we did them a favor by letting them tag this flag. I didn't think we needed to do that. But that's just me. I don't know. Maybe Renwood had something else in mind when he decided to do that. But yeah, that's just my observation from when I was playing the game. Looks like Donsky once again carrying the team, 15 kills, 71 damage. It's gonna be like more than double anyone else on the team. So pretty good job there by Donsky in securing the win for Team Renwood. For Thor's team, it looks like Milkman actually doing damage with 37. Although Q had kills with 8. So 37 damage, I think that's with archers, so that's pretty good. And Q, I don't know what he had. He probably had like some melee or something, so I'm not sure. Maybe he cleaned up some stuff, but he unfortunately took a lock shot to the face. Here he is here, I think. And yeah, that gave him some losses. I think that he took some damage from that. So he actually didn't have very much. He didn't have very high damage for 8 kills. So I'm curious, like, what he killed altogether in this game. Anyway, that's going to be it for Game 4. As the series is now tied at 2 games apiece, Game 5 is going to be next, and we'll see who manages to win this series in Game number 5 coming up.
Sudden death. Game over.